Ooh. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Um, of course, a commercial comes on as soon as I start my video. What a coincidence. Um, hey guys, I'm tired. Welcome back to my channel. I look rough right now. You see me like no lashes. I just got off work, maybe like what time is it? It's 11:27. Dang, time flies. I got off work. I got home around 9 something. So probably got off work like 2 hours ago. I said I'm tired. I only got maybe like 2, 3 hours of sleep today in a whole 24-hour span of time. And it's been, I don't even know if I want to say it's been a lot going on. Thank you. Excuse me. Um, I don't even know if I want to say it's been a lot going on. To me, it has, because I've been in such a cluttered headspace, and I feel like right now I'm at a time to where like my emotions are, they're just spiraling, and this happens to me ever so often when I'm going through a phase in my life. My emotions start to spiral because I'm a person that's used to holding in their emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, I hold in a lot of my emotions. I hold in a lot of my feelings, and um, you know, it's like it's like a swear jar. Every time you would swear, you would have to put a quarter or $1 in the swear jar. So let's just say it's like an emotions jar. Every time I'm feeling the emotion, feeling an emotion, I'm tired, and I decide not to act on it, or I don't. Okay, or anytime I'm feeling the urge to speak on something, on how I'm feeling, and I choose not to speak on that, it goes in the jar. So imagine I'm doing that all the time. Every time I feel a type of way, I want to speak on something. I don't, because, let's say, factors like I'm going to be misunderstood, or I'm not going to be heard correctly, or I'm not, it's not going to be really taken into consideration. All that goes in the jar. And soon you won't be able to close the jar, right? Because it's just so much built in. And when you're not able to close something, and instead of getting more full, more full, more full, what happens? It pops, like it explodes. And when it does explode, you don't know what's going to come out. You got so many emotions in this jar, it just exploded. You don't know. It could be that one last thing that just busts the jar open, and you don't know what emotion you're going to get. That's why it's so healthy to express yourself. Like, the power of expression is very, very powerful. Whether you're expressing it through words, through art, through clothes, through music, express. You know, I think as spiritual beings, we're a spirit. We're not the flesh, if you get what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, you're gonna feel these feelings and these emotions that don't seem fleshly. Like, you're gonna experience, to me, human emotions are like anger, hate, jealousy, greed, you know, lust, those are of the flesh. Your flesh wants those things. Your flesh wants to be satisfied. But when you're feeling something outside of that, like the need to speak on something, the need to talk about a particular thing, the need to get something out of your chest, I feel like those things are not fleshly. I feel like that comes from within. I feel like that comes from the spirit. And I feel like the flesh holds back what the spirit really wants to do, what the spirit really wants to say, because the flesh thirsts for worldly things. If you're following me, so it's like I am a victim of holding back my spirit a lot of times when my spirit is due to speak, and it really can hinder you. It really can cause a lot of stress and a lot of just held back trauma because you've experienced things and you've been dealt with and treated a certain type of way, and you've never really expressed that. You've never really let people know how you feel, and so, and I'm really talking about me. This is my past, this is my life, this is my trauma. I grew up really just expressing myself, but expressing myself in the wrong way. you know Sometimes I be thinking about going back to, in my memory, I go back to when I was 18, and I was doing my music. I dyed my hair red, and you know I was in the clubs. I was dancing. I'm thinking my camera over here. I'm tired. I was rapping, dancing, dressing certain type of ways, showing a lot of skin, you know, and I was expressing myself the wrong way because when it came time for me to express myself in a more spiritual way, a more, more, let's say if I wrote a whole paragraph about how I felt about something, and I'm really getting deep in my emotions, no one would pay attention to that. But if I was to post a picture, I have naked picture where I'm showing my body. My body looks nice, and I have a nice caption up there. They read the caption. The caption can be me expressing something, but really, it's the picture. It's the image that was what got their attention, because that's what people want to see these days. People don't really care, and no, but that was back then. It's getting better now. Like, people are really starting to listen now, because everything that's going on in the world. But back then, people saw with their eyes, but they didn't listen with their ears. Like, so it's like I post a paragraph, I post a picture, and like I said, I use my body to get the attention that I wanted, to get that audience. So when it's time for me to express or talk about something, I would have that audience. But little did I know, they weren't checking for me if I wasn't posting certain things, because I already got them used to a certain type of behavior and criteria, that was worldly. People follow trends. People follow what's hot, what's popping. That's it. If you go outside of that, it's irrelevant. And people attention spans are short. So like, if you don't catch their attention in like 2 minutes, they gone. They swiping. But I will admit, these days you have more people that's actually caring to listen and get details on things and really hear things out and really want to know what's going on, how people feel, because you know we are in our last days, and a lot of things are getting more spiritual, good versus evil. So it's that battle is happening. It's been happening, but it's becoming stronger now because we're in our last days. So it's very important that the way you portray yourself, like, you make sure that you portray yourself in a way you feel like, you know, you want to be an influence, you want to be looked up to, you want to be a leader, you want to lead by example, you know what I'm saying? And If you're not leading by example, you want to make that known. You want to specify that. You want to, be real and be like, look, I know I'm doing this and then this, that, and the third, but I'm working on it. God working with me. I'm working on this. I'm going to therapy. So, and then sometimes you don't even have to explain yourself to people. Sometimes you can just let people think what they want to think. And then God has a way of rewarding you in front of everybody for everybody to see anyway. You won't even have to do anything. So, like, coming from where I come from, you know, I grew up a lot of boys in the family. I grew up a tomboy. I didn't really have that girly girl phase. So now, I had to deal with that growing up into a young woman, still being kind of boyish, still being kind of aggressive, still being having this independent mindset as well because I'm a single parent, I'm a single mother. So it's like, we are only a product of our environment. We're a product of what we go through. And sometimes we can't help that, but that's what they want you to think. You can't help that. You got to take what you've been through and you have to use that as fuel to not want to be in that place again, or to, when you have a child, to not want your child to be in the predicament you were in. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying. So it's like,